So we affirm a very beautiful afternoon to you, and of course welcome to Matters on this dial. Okay. Today happens to be the 30th day. 30. January is gone again. Hey. Okay. Well, we thank God we are alive, and we're just here again to do what we do every day, to give you good information, and of course help you understand what is happening in the polity. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and of course this Tuesday, followers of this show would understand what's happening today. Who we have in the studio today? Yeah, we have a former commissioner of police in the studio. Chooks Emo is his name, if it's your first time here. Beautiful afternoon to you, sire, and welcome.
Good afternoon to you and to the listeners.
Beautiful. Feel free to join the conversation via social media. Okay, all of our social media handles were streaming there. Just join the conversation, and I like it when you run to YouTube and just go get 90.3 FM on YouTube, VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube, and of course join the conversation. Get to the comment section and do drop a comment, and later on so I can come there and read it. All right, thank you so very much. All right, before we get to the main discussion for today, 2,423 people killed, 1,872 kidnapped in 8 months under Tinubu. Your quick comment, CP Chooks. 2,423 persons were killed and just 1,872 kidnapped in 8 months under this administration.
It's a very disturbing development, and that will show you the signs of times. Signs of times in the sense that the harsh economic realities is biting harder every other day, and it is putting people into doing all sorts of things with a view to survival. But that is not an excuse, even under the law or before God and before man, for people to do such unlawful paths with a view to survive. They are not the only people who are facing this hardship. Every Nigerian is facing the hardship. The only people that are not facing the hardship are the political class, because they are very, very insensitive, the ruling class. They are not interested in what the masses are going through. They are very egocentric and very self-centered. They are only interested in how to line their pockets, if possible, loot the treasury, and life continues. So the issue of kidnapping and murder has just elucidated.
If this is that important, like if you feel okay, like what you said, all they care about is their pockets.
Yes.
If so be it, or if that is what it is exactly, why people have been asking this same question I want to ask. Why is it that the president has not declared the state of emergency? We hear kidnappings in Abuja town. I think just the other day, there's a particular story there where, okay, here is a story. Kidnappers and terrorists at the weekend got more daring in their deadly activities as they struck at the Sabo Lugbe axis along Airport Road and Karmo district of the Federal Capital Territory, abducting 4 persons in separate attacks and vanishing into the Kuje forest and Karmo hills and bushes with their victims inside Abuja. And it's also happening in Lagos and across the length and breadth of the nation. And a state of emergency has not been declared. What do we call that?
You see, a lot goes in with a state of emergency. If you declare a state of emergency, the center can no longer be the same.
How?
what it means is that there are rules and restrictions that will go with it that will inconvenience the larger public. And the Constitution guarantees you freedom of movement and association and all that, as enshrined in sections 33 to 45 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended. So once you declare a state of emergency, there are people whose businesses are more at night. People who run clubs, people who run lounges, people who have hotels, the patronage, people who go for parties is usually at that wee hours of the night. Once you roll out emergency measures, many of them cannot function at night because the situation is now...
So do we just wait and die?
No, not that you have to wait and die. I think what they need to do is to do more drastic measures. Drastic in the sense that, I've suggested it a lot of times in the past. First and foremost, they need to galvanize regular town hall meetings in every part of the country, where they invite and involve all stakeholders, the traditional rulers and the traditional institution, the market women leaders or market men leaders or whatever name you give them, transport union leaders and so on and so forth, and then sensitize them on the danger on ground, including farmers association, their leaders and so on and so forth. Tell them that there is wahala, there is problem in the communities, and from that meeting, you now wake them up in their subconscious that intelligence is key to win this war. So everybody will turn himself into an intelligence person. And once you get the intelligence, you teach them the processes of handling intelligence. You don't come to the market square and begin to open your mouth on whatever you have seen. There are channels of communication whereby you pass that intelligence. Then it is for the professional security and intelligence officers to now use whichever information you give them to identify criminal hideouts and black spots and continue to do intensive raiding in those places. When they make the place unbearable, the kidnappers will not have places to hide or places to take their victims to go and harbor them there and begin to continue to discuss ransom. Because if you continue to destroy their camps, they'll be moving, they'll be running from that place to another place. And anywhere they now run to, there's heat there again. You see that some of them will think otherwise. And there's one thing I am beginning to suspect too. Some of those kidnappers pretend to be headsmen. In the daytime, you see them moving the livestock, the cows, the sheep, the goats and all that. At night, they don't move those livestock at night. They'll now warehouse them wherever or quarantine them somewhere and move into action to go and do kidnapping business. That's the time their AK-47 rifles will suffer from nowhere. And they target some areas, some neighborhoods and some communities. And those places targeted or being targeted or is to be their target are locations that are surrounded by shrubs, forests, valleys and all that, whereby once they grab those people, they take them and go into those places to go and keep them and begin to negotiate for ransom from those places. Like the two instances you've given about Abuja. I know Abuja very, very well. I have Abuja in my fingertips within the time I worked in FCT. Not that I worked in FCT command, but I worked in force headquarters.
Okay.
That's Sabo Lube. Behind Sabo Lube, you have both small river, you have trees, forests, and so on and so forth. And the same applies to the second place you mentioned,
Karimo.
Karimu is still a developing fringe of Abuja. You know, it connects between Kado, Otako, Jabi axis, going towards Day and accessing Zuba on your way to Kaduna.
So that is before Gwagwa area.
Before Gwagwa,
Day,
yes, that road.
Yeah,
the place is still upcoming. So they have that wide latitude to carry people and enter, and they believe nobody will have the guts or courage to enter that forest and come after them, because they are armed to the teeth. And once they take these people to the camps and keep them, they have people who are guards watching over those people. By the daytime, you see them carrying cows and moving around. It is the same people that are doing all this. It is because the victims will always tell you that the people that took us, from their looks, are not people from the south, one. And two, that the people that took them don't even speak Hausa. They are lanky, tiny. Their description is always Fulani people. Even the ones they are doing in southeast, those they attack in their farms, who survived it, when they come out, they'll tell you their looks, and it fits into this description. So those people does not need in any way breathing space. They should, like the pattern, the sequence I've given you. Once you carry the masses, the populace, everybody will be aware that this man is an enemy, or this type of people. And that, you see, unfortunately, when they go to farm, they will know that some of them are already in the farms. So monitoring their movement is one other thing. They should monitor them. Once they sight cow or any livestock, they should raise an alarm that people need to be watchful. If they are going into a farm, they should go as a group. Even though, but if you're not armed, that your group will not save you. And that is where the murder comes in.
You know,
the farmers, they don't take them as hostage because they know they don't have money. Their own is to kill them, use their cattle, and out of wickedness.
CP, yes. Some persons have referred to these same persons you're talking about as first-class citizens, like they are no-go areas. You cannot touch them.
Who says so?
They have a very strong, what do I call it now? Backing.
From who?
From, I don't know.
No. You see, the past government of PMB, as I mean Muhammadu Buhari, that 8 years of disaster, things like that could happen. Not that the president may have been supporting them, no. But it was too lackluster that he left a lot of things just like that. And that gave leverage to those his cabal, you know, the kitchen cabinet. So those people happens to fuel or leverage on that. And once you make sure that he said, leave them, what have they done? You know, and the thing emboldened them to commit so much of atrocity.
And so what about now?
Well, for now, I'm giving you suggestions on how we can get them out of the scene. Because you now come to find out that what we're experiencing here is not being experienced to this extent in other West African nations. Because those ones are already set for this type, for a quick response to this type of scenario. So you don't experience it there. That is why many of them will cross through the Sahel, coming all the way from either Somalia, splinter groups from Libya, from Central African Republic, even from Sudan. Everybody is sending to Nigeria as their final destination.
And our borders are so porous.
Of course.
They can enter from anywhere.
Do you have any fence on the borders? Do you have a barbed wire, electric barbed wire? You can't afford it now. It's only places like America that you can do that against the Mexicans. Against Canada, they don't have fence because the two are mutually exclusive. There is no threat on either side. But for Canada, that's where a lot of people invade from. People from both Africa, Latin American countries, you know, Asia, who are hard up, all these Pakistanis and so on, who are looking for succor, Afghanistan and so on. They will come through Mexico and want to cross into US. That's why you have that type of electric barbed wires across the length and breadth of Mexico-United States border. But even at that, Donald Trump said he was going to wall off not just the electric fence, he was going to use concrete wall. But the cost is very enormous. That's why he couldn't achieve that. But I'm sure if he succeeds in second term, he may end up doing it. So that you have a tough time coming into the US. Nigerian borders are just porous. Anybody can walk in. And being ECOWAS citizens, if they walk in, you cannot throw them out. They have opportunity to spend 90 days. It's part of the ECOWAS treaty in Nigeria. So long as the person has not come to conduct illicit or dangerous activities within the territory of Nigeria. Will he tell you he's coming to commit dangerous activities? And many of them who come, they come in these big bikes.
Yeah.
And they come in large numbers, in groups. And they move at night. They even mount their GPMGs, AK-49, AK-47, RPG, all of them on the motorcycles. If you have followed the social media, you would have seen the one that Burkina Faso wiped them out completely. Look at the quantum of, as if they were going for war. But actually, at the back of their mind and their mentality, the war is jihad war.
Talking about these guys who have some backing from wherever I do or whoever I don't know. You recall recently that the minister, of solid minerals, Dele Alake, he said that powerful Nigerians, were behind banditry associated with illegal mining in Nigeria. By extension, not just illegal mining, that powerful Nigerians are behind some level of insecurity being witnessed in present-day Nigeria. Some powerful Nigerians, in fact, some persons have come out to say, hey, some persons are benefiting from it in a great way. Just in my area, last year, within the same area, they kidnapped like 3 to 4 times. The first person was, gave out, how much was that? About 40 million naira before he was released. The other person was released with, 10 million naira ransom, and just like that. So you can see that in the same area, they have made close to 100 million naira. And we ask ourselves, where is this money going to? How do they spend this money? So what I'm trying to say is, don't you also think that some, like Alake said, some powerful Nigerians are really behind it? Don't forget what Obadiah Melafia said before he died, that they have penetrated, they are everywhere in the country. In fact, exactly what he said is what is playing out now. Again, I ask, don't you also concur that some powerful Nigerians are behind what is presently going on now?
I don't accept that line of argument of Dele Alake. You know my reason?
Why?
He is a minister and a politically exposed person. Who is he scared of as a minister of the Federal Republic? Let him come out and tell us the powerful people who are involved. How can he be talking as if he's being speculative? That's why I say he's not serious. If he's serious, let him come out. Why should he be scared? As a minister? No. You should call the powerful people now. Let him mention 1, 2, 3 people for us.
The Buhari administration also got some powerful names that they refused to let out up until now. So why would you ask the Dele Alake to now do that?
If he cannot do it, let him give the names to the appropriate security agencies to go after those people. Not only giving names with evidence. But you see, another thing that is of concern to me is the financial institution and Nigerian Communications Commission have not done enough, including NIMSI for the NIN, because we are expected to, these monies are paid through accounts. Who are the owners of those accounts? You see, I have expected that by now, all the banks with the BVN and NIN, if it is effective, once ransom is paid, in as much as the victim's family would not want them to block their accounts because they want their loved one to be safe and alive. Thereafter, it is incumbent on those banks to get to the bottom line, to the details of the owners of that account. Work collaboratively with the police and other security or intelligence agencies responsible for busting kidnapping and all that. I mean, it has been a recurring decimal. Every day ransom is paid. Is it paid by cash? The answer is no. It is by transfer through bank accounts. Who are the owners of them?
Are you sure it's by transfer?
That's what we've been hearing. Much of it.
I thought it used to be cash.
No, that was good those days. The recent ones we are hearing, they pay through
Really?
accounts.
Whoa.
They pay through accounts. Because of the volume. If they tell you to go and bring 100 million, that means you're carrying suitcases of cash. And then if you bring suitcases, how will they begin to count the thing? And you'll be sitting there for them to, it's not anymore. It's in very few cases. Maybe what is being demanded is not that much. That's where they will take cash. But if it is huge sum,
and why would they request for huge sums of money? I mean,
they are heartless.
That's what I'm saying.
They are animals.
No one would engage in such an activity and not request for something really big.
Exactly. Because it's a very dangerous game. So what I'm saying in essence is that we need collaboration and cooperation of the citizens. And they have to take it very seriously. The government, it is compelling on the government, it's incumbent on the government to sit down and discuss these cases on a very serious level and do continuous follow-up on the discussion. Otherwise, the thing will continue to rear its head. And by the time that we are able to make it uncomfortable and the environment unbearable for them to operate, you see that they will begin to think twice and look for other things to do. It wouldn't now be kidnapping thing. And you can see that it is very lucrative for them. That is why even the terrorists are involved in the kidnapping. Because if you look at terrorist afflicted areas of Yobe, Borno, and parts of Adamawa states, sometimes you hear of kidnappings in those places. And they're trying to tell us that the terrorists are different and kidnappers are different. They are the same set of people. And the same thing is repeating itself in insurgency manifesting areas of Northwest. I'm talking of Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, and Kebbi. And even the Northwest, and Kaduna, the 5 states. Even the North Central too is already known fact. Look at what is happening in Benue and Plateau states. I don't want to bring in this religious factor because Benue and Plateau are predominantly Christians. And they are the ones suffering the heaviest casualty. Nasarawa is predominantly Muslims. Do you hear such things in Nasarawa? And meanwhile, Nasarawa is in between Plateau and Benue. So don't they cross Nasarawa to go to Benue? But because they feel that these ones are their kith and kin, they leave them. You don't record this type of incident in Nasarawa. You go to the northern part of Nasarawa, that is Plateau. They are having it, very heavy casualty. You come to the southern part, Benue, they are suffering from the same calamity. And the 3 states used to form the defunct Benue Plateau State, when it was 12 states under Yakubu Gowon, before Murtala Mohammed came in 1975, and by 1975-76 created 19 states. That was what balkanized them into Plateau and Benue states. It was creation of Babangida 1991 that gave them the Nasarawa and left the other northern part, which is predominantly Christians, as Plateau State. So what I'm saying in essence is that kidnapping has come to stay for now, but that does not mean it is Uhuru. We cannot surrender totally to these nefarious elements. We cannot. The people have to sit up. Nobody is advising you to go and fight a terrorist in the name of kidnapper, because he's armed to the teeth. You don't have anything. Is it with stick or machete that you face somebody with an automatic rifle? But there are ways. There are people who have the arms to face them. It is for you to open your ears, your eyes wide open, and begin to monitor everybody's movement. And once you see the ones that are very contagious, you contact the appropriate agencies and inform them this is what's going on. Because you see the will in the military and the police and other security agencies. They are ready to fight these idiots. They stand still, because they have been losing their personnel to the scourge of both kidnappers and terrorists. So they are their number one enemies. The thing is that we are facing what we call asymmetric war. Asymmetric in the sense that you don't even know your enemy, but your enemy knows you. So you will be somewhere either working as vulcanizer or shoe shiner, and he's monitoring your movement and using phone to communicate to people that, see, army have passed through. In fact, look, they have pinned down at so and so location. In fact, let me assess their strength and tell you. They will look at them. He will come and pass. Senu, you know that type of thing. The soldier will say, yeah, he will pass. He will use style. You go to the other end, come back, and come and call them again and say, the strength is formidable. Forget this area. If there are few, you say, you can overrun them. Just get set. Come and overrun them, set the vehicle ablaze, collect their arms. That's what they do. That's their modus operandi. So, we need to look out for people that are strange looking in our environment, whether inside the metropolitan or in the suburbs or villages. Like I told you, there was an incident that happened some years back in one of the southwest states. The level or extent of the robbery, connecting people coming from the north to the increase, and it was usually at night. So the police sat down, tasked themselves, and got set, and pretended to be travelers on Hummer bus. Lo and behold, they ran into these idiots, and they were set. Everybody was wearing bulletproof vests, they were set. So they thought they were passengers. Immediately they stopped, they opened the doors, they opened fire on those idiots, killed all of them, arrested the few they could. That one led them into the bush where they recovered, I think, a total of almost 18 AK-47 rifles.
Wow.
I think that was about 8-9 years ago. And robbery ended in that place. In fact, the one they captured alive, the ones, now reveal that in the daytime, they move with heads of cow, goats, and sheep, and flock like that. Then in the night, they will, quarter them somewhere and enter into operation. So from that moment that I knew that these people's hands are not clean, they are involved in high-level criminality you see around the whole place.
Let's quickly touch on the economy, briefly because of our time. Atiku made a comment, recently on the Nigerian economy and how Nigeria is being run right now by the current administration. I think currently or yesterday, Mr. Segun Showumi, who happens to be a chieftain of the PDP, also spoke to the federal government. He's saying that Nigeria cannot be run or be running, the current administration cannot be running the nation's economy on palliatives following the removal of petrol on subsidy some months ago. So it means what he's saying is that the country is currently run on or is running on palliative, the removal of palliative, right? Is that what it is? That the federal government is running a country currently on palliative. So if there were no palliatives, only God knows, right? Or maybe I don't understand. Now I want you to help me access or help us access that statement, running the country on palliatives. It means now that wherever the dollar goes, then the price of goods or everything in the country goes that way too. Is that what it is? Now that's one. How long are we going to continue like this? Now, are we marry that statement with what Atiku also said recently? He made a very, very big statement. He said, okay, let me read it verbatim here. He tackled Bola Ahmed Tinubu over the country's security situation, particularly the recurrent kidnappings across the nation. In other words, he said Nigeria is drowning under Tinubu's administration. What do you have to say about that?
You see, my take to what you have just read out is that, let me start on the issue of palliative. Palliative is a situation whereby the public is being given relief materials from the pugnacious and stagnating conditions they find themselves in. And that means, since you have removed petrol subsidy or fuel subsidy as the case may be, people will cry because of the crushing effect on cost of goods and services, including transportation. You now decide to buy rice or open the strategic reserve and begin to distribute rice. Is that a way forward? Is that a solution to the problem? That is not a solution to the problem anyway. It is just like a stopgap measure. You're trying to look for a solution. But the truth of the matter is that the government is confused. They don't even know what to do. Their own interest was to take over government. But how to go around it or how to go about it, they lack the wherewithal to do that.
Okay.
And it appears they don't want to listen to professionals who will guide them on the way forward. You see, first and foremost, there should be that sincerity of purpose, where you come out and deny yourselves. All those people holding plum offices, deny yourselves buying exotic jeeps, rebuilding houses, bringing down houses to build new ones when houses are in existence. Did you see the way the Zambian president is being praised? When they told him, come and change the fleet of cars, as they say, what? The ones in the government house, are they not working? So why are we going to buy vehicles? Please turn back that money to the state treasury and talk of something else. That's what, and you will find out that some other African presidents are beginning to copy them. They're beginning to copy Zambia. Zambia is landlocked nation in Africa. They are not that buoyant economy. But from what we are seeing, they are far better than Nigeria.
Really?
I am telling you, in terms of the economic quagmire we are facing today. And you see, the way forward is very simple and straightforward. One, the leadership the political or the ruling class should come out honestly and be altruistic, be honest, be nationalistic, and deny themselves a lot of all those looting.
And is that possible?
That's another question. If they do that, that will stem corruption completely. Corruption will drastically drop. In fact, if they succeed in doing that within the next 3 years before the elections, in 2027, Nigerians may even say we don't need the election. Carry, go, because we have improved our lives. Number 2, I've been talking of sound economic team. They should bring Okonjo-Iweala, Soludo, Olusegun Aganga, Adesina of African Development Bank, and all those people, Kalu Idika, on a continuous basis. Let them be telling him, do this, do that. Don't look at faces when you're doing it. You see, yours will begin to recover. And thirdly, the most important one is for us. You see this massive importation we are doing. That is what is killing the naira. You have to go into production. Agric revolution, what Obasanjo called green revolution in his own time. Operation Feed the Nation.
Operation Feed the Nation.
And then Shehu Shagari called green revolution. We need that. And how do you achieve that? You need to, because when you're doing it, the international community is looking at you. That will give them confidence to come here to invest. So when you are entering that area now, be sure you provide security for the farmers who will go into the farms to produce more food, so that we will shift from this pattern of consumption to production. Try to feed yourselves, have enough reserve, and export to earn foreign exchange. You see, in this last lap, what is affecting the naira today that is making it continue to cascade? As we speak, it is totally undervalued. Is because that free funds that used to come from the central bank into the foreign exchange market has stopped. It has ceased since they did the regulated foreign exchange market, which depends on the market determinism of demand and supply. So that has made naira, every day it keeps cascading, because there's no intervention disbursements of foreign exchange from CBN into the foreign exchange market. And that is what we will call slush of free funds, more or less. That era is gone. So that is what is causing goods and services to continue to skyrocket. It has reached a point that if you enter a mall or a supermarket or even the open general market, if you buy something today, by the time you come tomorrow, the price has changed. The traders are now busy using calculator to check value of naira vis-a-vis dollar. Because to them, if I sell rice for 50,000 a bag today to you, tomorrow if I go to buy, I can't get it for 55,000. Then what will be my profit? So as you are coming the next day, you changes the thing. It's now 60. If you want to buy, you buy. If you don't want to buy, you go. And it will continue like that. But when you stock the markets with foodstuff from here, you are beginning to wake up from the sleeping slumber. And you know, the avenue for making the money are 3 major areas. Foreign direct investment, which is not very forthcoming now. Oil and gas, where you are given a production benchmark of 1.7 million barrels per day by OPEC. You are not even meeting that target. 1. 2, some of the oil is stolen. 3, much of this oil is mortgaged for the huge sums of debts the past administration had looted or mismanaged. That's the second source. Then the third source is flow of funds from the diasporans. Is it still flowing the way it used to? Because everybody is worried about what is going on in Nigeria. So you can see that if you do an economic analysis, the trunk tree is still in deep waters. It's still in big trouble.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. If you are just tuning in, my name is Jude Ikami Jude. And of course, he is a former commissioner of police, Chukwusemogbu. I'll get to open up the studio lines now so you can join the conversation. Your voices are very, very important. So let's hear you. To call the number 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Then feel free to also use the WhatsApp number 0700 903 9039. That's our WhatsApp number. Keep it civil and make it 60 seconds so we can take as many calls as possible. Okay, thank you very much. We're talking about the security situation in Nigeria. All right, 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Gerald from Ogun State.
I can hardly hear you.
Gerald from Ogun State.
Gerald?
Gerald from Alta, Ogun State.
Uh-oh. I can hardly hear you. Very faint voice.
Yes. Gerard from Alta,
Yeah,
Ogun
but
State.
he is too... Okay, maybe you call back, then speak up. Okay? You need to call back. At least, if not for me, I can hear you, but others cannot hear you. We in the studio, we can hear you. But let others also hear you. Okay? Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Olaiwola from Ijai.
Olaiwola from Ijai.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to give a little background on insecurity in the North Central.
Okay.
Plateau State is a state of my birth, and I grew up in Benue State. The reason why I'm saying this thing, the whole entire Benue State are peaceful area, except two local government. I got two local government and go my local government. Go and make your research. Why these two local governments are more insecurity? Because of Fulani people and the indigenous people have been settled there for the long period of time, and everybody is trying to clean the security. Who own this land this side? Who own this one? You should not bring your animal to this side. So if you come back to the Plateau State again, the same thing. I was born in Bukru, Jos, and my elder brother house there was burned down because of the crisis, and the crisis is not from today. It's from 1992 to this time. This is the reason now. Do you know that 85% of the Plateau State, from Bukru down to Leon, down to Lanta, down to even Mango, 85% of their town was named after the Hausa people. Why did I say so? Because if you go to the Plateau, the majority are the Islam people. But most of the area was named after the Hausa people. That is why we go there, you see Sambo, Akwandoki, all this, they will list it. Even one local government they call Ambarkin Ladi was named after Hausa people. That local government was named because of Hausa people. The reason why I'm saying this, the crisis that is happening in Nigeria, we don't want to accept each other. It's just because that is a tribalism. And that thing, if you look at it, what happened in our general election in 2023, and we look at it, some section of people come, they are saying that they are demoralizing the house in Lagos State, they targeting one tribe, and I don't want to mention that tribe because you are in the national radio. The same thing is happening there too. Because the migrants come there, and they have the populated area, and they take advantage of the land, and the indigenous people look at it, that these people stay together with the only thing we can create in a crisis. I can tell you category, my elder brother house that is born in Bukru, where we stay in Bukru, was from people that is born in. They want to burn the area so that we take the full ownership of the land. And I'm saying this on the national region. That is why when the president want to analyze it that day, when the president want to it's not talking about the crisis in Plateau State. Something that has been there more than 1990, and that is the issue crisis. And that crisis is also extending down to Kafancha, where the Southern Kaduna is. You know that the biggest emirate, the biggest kingship, and the kingdom in the whole Kafancha is owned by the Fulani people, and the emirate that they're establishing it, the kingship, the most strongly, the way we have Allah here, of Lagos State, the Kafacha is from the emirate. Why? Because of the people, the owner of the land sold their land to the owner. And the same thing happened in Kwara State there. The biggest kingship in the whole Kwara State today is Fulani people. And this is happened for the long period of time. But suddenly, because of that, children have grown up and they want to change in all these things, we begin to resort to the community crisis. It's not even terrorized. People that are fighting themselves, they know their self. Not that people come from another place. They know their self and they know where all of them. That's why the governor said that. The governor of Plateau said that we know them and we know where they are safe. Not they are migrating from another place. The people that are fighting there, they know where they are safe. Not that they are migrating. If you go there, you verify what I'm trying to tell you. And that is the area that I grew up.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. All right. Keep your calls coming in. Let's see. Let's go on a very short break. Yeah. Let's go on a very short break. And when we come back, I'll take more of your calls. Okay. Just let's go on a short break. Thank you.
For the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Broadcasting live from the Coco News Center, giving you the latest updates around the globe. This is
VOP 90.3 FM.
My guy, you better upgrade yourself and live in the city like a big boy.
That's the life of a city boy.
Even if you don't want to stay outside, YouTube is always there for you, you know.
I know, but no be every time person go dey open eye for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook because of update.
My guy, don't worry yourself. Tune to Voice of the People's Radio, VOP 90.3 FM. Listen to a radio station that keeps you up to date with the current news and talk shows, as well as business programs.
How to find good business ideas in Nigeria.
Listen and learn.
6 powerful strategies for discovering opportunities to make money in the Nigerian market.
Contribute and let's make a better society together.
I think is the best for us in Nigeria. Actually, we are going to find it difficult for the first time, but in future we are going to gain it. If we can be able to be patient with it, is the best.
Voice of the People's Radio, VOP 90.3 FM.
Tune in every day.
VOP 90.3 FM.
Voice of the People Radio.
This is Voice of the People.
VOP 90.3 FM.
We give you a voice.
A radio station is supposed to inform,
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique. That is women, black women.
educate,
So what you need to do now is go to www.
and also entertain you.
Tractor systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People.
But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM, we give you a voice.
It's about that time for this conversation.
We want to know what the public has to say.
Your voice.
Fuel subsidies removed.
My voice. Our voices must be heard.
Problem here, as long as I'm concerned, it's not helping the society because the way things are going now, everything has gone up.
For current news and daily updates, trends and vibes, vital information and more. Tune in daily to the best radio station. VOP, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, Lagos. Now you have a voice. Speak.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Welcome back. Yeah, it's matters, and we're discussing all the matters in this country at this time. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call, and then 0700 903 9039 and is the number to send your message to, like that WhatsApp. All right, thank you. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Jude. Jude.
Good afternoon.
I'm your guest in the studio.
Welcome.
My name is Peter Usufo.
Welcome.
I want to talk on security. I think we have so much labored the issue of gathering of intelligence. Gathering of intelligence, in my own opinion, is becoming obsolete in Nigeria since most of these people, the terrorists, banned, you find them knowing those people who are giving out intelligence or where they are, and then they come back on just to kill them, So it is becoming obsolete. My own advice or suggestion to the government is technology. A good example is where you find the Americans just about a year or so ago. They came to Nigeria to rescue one of their citizens. You understand? Who was kidnapped, who was abducted. This assassination, I'm not sure it's a matter of intelligence that they use from America to Nigeria to get that. It's pure technology. And after even this technology you're talking about, it's in existence in Nigeria and even in the military. But the only thing is that maybe the military, they don't want to use it, or they are sabotaged in the military, or maybe it is becoming obsolete. But if the government is very sincere they can invest more on technology. These people will use it, the military will use it and get these terrorists out of the way. Not only that, I also believe that the sponsors of terrorism is a mafia in Nigeria. It's a mafia gang. They belong to a cause. The people in government are members, while outside government, even some political parties, they know themselves. But because of one common cause, they cannot reveal themselves. So that's why I believe that it's a mafia group. Not only a mafia group, but a sort of a occultic group. Because if they don't know themselves, or if the government, want to bring out reform, they should have done their things, especially when United Arab Emirates told the former government that they are about 400 sponsors. So, which in my own view now, have even have a multiplier effect. It's no more 400, but more than 400. You understand? As much as I believe. So, but the leaders don't have the political will to name these sponsors and shame them, or even take them to court. So I don't know what they are doing. So that's why I said it's a mafia group or a party group. That is that. Being that as it may, I want to go to economy. The economy, you see, we know that there are a lot of people who want to abuse, the existing advantages. You understand? By increasing price and bringing hyperinflation in Nigeria. In my own opinion, the government should revisit setting up of marketing boards. It has been a decent and price control. You understand? So that is my own opinion and my solution for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for calling. All right. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon,
my brother.
This afternoon. How are you doing? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm hearing.
Yeah. I think I can. Okay. I think you need to call back. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Emina, calling from Orusumbare, Alimosho local government.
Welcome. Is this your first time calling?
Yeah, this is my first time calling from your show.
Oh, beautiful. Welcome.
Yeah, I want to greet my brother CP Chuks.
Good afternoon to you too.
My brother. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me go to the point. There is a point that CP Chuks just made concerning importations and the dollar and every other thing. It's true. Importation has killed the economy of Nigeria. As I am now, I am a shoemaker. Since January to this time around, to this moment I'm talking to you, there is no local soap which we are producing in Nigeria from Enugu State and Aba coming to Lagos. The problem is that there is no production material. The dollar is high. The market now, the little one, they smuggle to Lagos, they have increased the money. Secondly, importation of rubber, these rubber slippers to Nigeria, have killed shoemaker industry in Nigeria. It has taken away money and business away from the youth. The youth of Nigeria are ready to work. I am a shoemaker, but we are suffering because of that importation of that rubber slippers from China to Lagos to Nigeria. The thing are destroying our business. We cannot move forward. If that one did not sell finish, our own local products will not sell. So if Nigeria can able to see what they will do, looking into our local production, the youth are ready to work. The environment is not conducive for us to work. We are ready to work. Everybody is ready to work in Nigeria. Let Nigeria government look at all those importations which are killing our own local production and stop them so that we can move forward.
All right.
So that is the area I want to voice out this afternoon.
Thank you.
Concerning that importation, that dollar is another problem. Importation of goods to Nigeria is another problem. Let the federal government look into that problem. And second, the third is light. Nigeria does not have light. There is no light in Enugu State now. There is no light in Aba now. As I'm talking to you, I'm from Abia State. There is no light. There is no that in Enugu State. So let them give us, let them give the Eastern life so that we can able to produce things that the whole Nigeria will benefit.
Thank you so very much.
And the West Africa will benefit.
Thank you. Appreciate your call. Like I said, let's just let's do 60 seconds, everyone. Okay, I have a lot of calls to take, so let's do 60 seconds. Thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Erica from First Bank.
Welcome.
Okay. You know, part of problem of insecurity in Nigeria is unemployment, the cost of goods and services. You know, people are talking about foreign exchange. How do you earn foreign exchange? Our crude oil is being stolen in high quantity. The policies of this federal government is killing business, both import, both export. 2 years ago, you can export 20-feet container worth of items to Dubai with about 400,000 freight. But today, it's close to 3 million. You understand? I've never seen a country where their import is very, very expensive. Their export is very, very expensive. The young people, okay, see this man complaining about soul. How do you have soul when the raw materials to produce those things are very, very expensive? You know, sometimes we talk dollar as if we don't know that dollar is just like a salt in the food item. That if there's no salt, no matter ingredients you add in those food cooking utensils, the food will be tasteless. Dollar determines, and the funny aspect of this, and the most painful aspect of this is that all the neighboring countries, the naira is falling against their currencies, which show you there is a punitive policy being orchestrated in this context. People in West African countries are doing far, far better than us. We have given Niger, what they call it, sanction. But it seems it is Nigeria that is facing that Niger sanction. So I'm asking the government to please, let whoever wants any kind of government, let it be for him. Let us face our own challenges.
All right.
You understand? Because agriculture is very, very important.
I have to let you go now. Thank you. Thank you so very much. 60 seconds, I said, for everyone. CP, the exit of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic may weaken, the $277.22 billion billion dollar rather, trade of the Economic Community of West African States with the world. What do you think about this?
Well,
3 guys exiting ECOWAS.
Well, the trade agreements between ECOWAS states and other nations of the world is an existing arrangement and an agreement. So for 3 nations to exit will definitely affect the arrangement. But be that as it may, everybody should zero his or her mind that they have to adjust themselves in situations like this when it arises. Because there's no way, it is not compelling for you to tie the 3 nations to continue to be part of the union. In as much as there are clauses setting up the union, that maybe before you exit, you give 1 year notice and so on and so forth. You can do that in a setting where they have democracy or civil rule, as the case may be. The 3 nations you're mentioning have been taken over by military juntas. So the military junta does not owe you any explanation when they take their decision. So to them, if you like, go to court.
All right.
Maybe go to the World Court and argue that. And furthermore, if you notice what has happened even in Niger with the military regime, their economy has so picked up because of the uranium, the way the France was shortchanging them. Now they are selling it at the prevailing market.
Because of the mic, maybe you should reposition. We can hear you now better.
So,
okay.
What I'm saying in essence is that right now, Niger has picked up. They are making a lot of foreign exchange from the uranium. So, the three governments of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, you cannot compel them to continue to remain in the union. You cannot. So, each of those nations are independent nations. And, it is their internal affairs.
So, they decide to stay or go?
Or go, yes. It's their internal affairs. You cannot force them. And that was why when ECOWAS was making noise about Niger, I was just laughing at them. I knew they were not serious. They were only playing politics.
Let's take more calls at this point in time. Hello, good afternoon.
Each of those nations are independent.
I think we're having issues there, really. Especially those calling via WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Big Prince calling.
Okay. It's quite noisy where you are.
Yeah. I'm in a noisy place, but I will try to cope up, sir.
All right.
Yeah, the issue, I want to greet CPQs.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right. Good afternoon to you too.
Yeah. Sir, the issue I want to say concerning our institution we have now, the financial intelligence system in our country is too poor and porous. It needs to be strengthened. I don't want to say so much about it because some of the kidnappings, I'm not talking about terrorism, we talk about kidnapping now, are being forwarded by the intellectuals, the people that are inside. For instance, let me just give you an instance. As you are now, if you choose somebody there knows how much that is inside your account and know how you have transacted today and have your addresses. And something nasty can be done after you left. I don't want to explain that so much for some security reasons, which you may understand. So, secondly, at least 50% of our financial institutions today are being masterminded by the politicians. If we are asking now, how did they transact money that the kidnappers are getting? And somewhere along the line that Mr. A have the capability of having 10 to 15 million naira in his account and carry 10 million naira to his or her account, and the bank will not query or question him how did the 10 million naira get into your account because somebody there in the bush gave him the money to come and be charged to his account. And somewhere along the line, this money we are somewhere in the Ghana must go before they handed it over to the person in the bush, and from the person in the bush down to the person masterminding a particular bank. And somewhere along the line, our financial intelligence system in the financial institutions, which even when you want to put those things, we showcase that Mr. A, who is masterminding this issue, now is capable of collecting so amount and depositing it to them. And nobody will be there to query them. Where is the source of this money? If you have 2 million today, tomorrow you see 50 million in your account. Next tomorrow, 100 million. What next? So, sir, this is the area I want our own thing to verify and you check very properly. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. This person is saying, I wonder what is wrong with Nigerian leaders. Imagine killings here and there, coupled with kidnappings, corruption, bad economy, and unemployment on the increase. And yet, the leaders do not have solutions. The countries that left ECOWAS are right. It's a shame to belong to ECOWAS, a union without solutions to the member nations, but aid and abet in bad things. Okay? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Silvio.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Romeo calling from Magos.
Romeo, you have 60 seconds.
Okay, sir. Mr. Chief.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. And what I want to say is about APC government. APC government is a failure to the Nigerians. When they are coming to the power, they said they need change. And Nigerians forgot that we are in the good change by them. The APC, they are taking us back to fail our country. But well, I mean, I don't have nothing to say about this, but what I want to say, some of us are collecting 25,000, and this 25,000 are things that everything is going higher, and they are not increasing our money. Then how are we going to do about it?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. Nigeria must wake up in this country to call a spade. Denying to say the truth will spread anarchy and make the nation a jungle for all. Let the president wake up and condemn this evil that is plaguing this nation by a particular tribe. It will escalate one day, for no tribe can claim monopoly of violence. Chinedu from Badagry dropped that one. What is happening in Nigeria now? God should intervene into Nigerian situation. Or killing everywhere. Kidnapping has been the order of the day. May God heal our land. Or justice from Ejigbo. Right? Okay, thank you so very much. Okay. I don't think I can read this. It's okay. Thank you so much anyway for dropping that message. Let's see if we can also touch on some more before we wrap things up this afternoon. Okay. Nigeria produces 1.3 million barrels of crude oil per day and ships at least 105,000 to the US daily. Tell me why Dangote Refinery, a petrochemical company based in Nigeria, will be importing the same crude shipped to the US back into Nigeria. How does this make sense? Do you understand what he's saying?
I do.
What's your comment on that?
My comment is that we are yet to verify that story.
Exactly.
Because I don't see the sense in Dangote Refinery going as far as to US to go and import crude when we have crude here that we are exporting. Unless, like the recent analysis had revealed, that the ones we have had already been mortgaged. That means it has to go through a third-party purchase, whereby they'll have to go and buy from the company, maybe in US, and bring back the same crude. It depends on the pattern of agreement that has been signed. Because, you know, Nigerian economy has been in a total mess, especially the oil sector. You know, whereby we are talking of 89 point something trillion, and part of it is using this crude to mortgage to pay back some of those debts. So if a second party had been receiving crude directly, maybe in US, if you need it, it means you now go and do a buyback from the company or the concern that would have purchased from Nigeria.
All right. He said the leaders are confused. They don't have any solution to Nigeria's problems. We have really been taken from top to bottom. Mike is his name. Thank you so very much, Mike, for dropping that message. Let's see if we can take one more, then we take more calls, and that's all for today. Okay. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon.
No, I'm calling from Muriri.
All right.
I'm a good listener of your program for even right from when Buhari was in power, before this man come, and I always listen to Community CP, your guest in the studio. I like the analysis anyway. But what I want to say now is this: I want to talk about the insecurity in the land. See this insecurity we're talking about. I don't see where this thing will have any solution. Even this government will finish the power what is they will finish what they are doing now, because they have already failed already. I don't care about whether it's only 8 months or 5 months in the power. This man is already failed. I APC is a problem to this country. You see, there's no way this country will be like this and think they will have any solution for insecurity. There's no way. The way the country is now. Tell me the way. If they are trying to curb one, another one will rise. If they try to kill one, another one will rise. This country cannot be in this total mess we have now, and they expect them insecurity to. It's not possible, my brother. I only listen to a program. I don't even have time to listen to it every time again. The nature of the work is like that. But today, I'm around. I just listen. Let me call.
Thank you.
There is no way insecurity can go like this. No way.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Security. Okay, now, in case you don't know, security will be at the top of the agenda as the House of Representatives resumes plenary today amidst growing insecurity in many parts of the country. Other issues of national importance marked for consideration include 1. Constitution amendment. The big constitution amendment, CP, will be looked into. Electoral reform will be looked into today. Legislative oversight. Public petitions, bill progression, state of the economy, constituency outreach rather, and of course foreign policy. Well, security, constitution amendments, electoral reforms will top agenda as lawmakers resume today. Check the time. Our time is fast spent, but then I want to see if possible I can take some more calls or read your messages alongside. Now, aside that, CP, this blame game by Atiku and Makinde, I want you to, throw your weight behind this whole thing. Like Makinde accusing Atiku of not sending a message, and Atiku, another side is saying that no, I did send a message, but I did not mention your name. What is all of that?
They are all playing politics. They are both members of the same political party.
But then I should come in to ask you, who is the real party man amongst Atiku and Makinde?
It's of course Atiku now, the flag bearer is the party man. Makinde is only answering PDP by name, but he's an APC man, and he demonstrated it in the last election. So he should stop deceiving himself and come out and go and join APC.
Is that what you say?
That, of course. So he shouldn't fault whatever position Atiku is holding. Atiku is in the opposition. Himself is eating from two sides of the mouth. He's standing here, and just like we, two of them.
Do you know something has?
The same friend.
I was having a discussion with someone, and they were saying that nothing on earth can happen to the G5. That they will continue to be members of the PDP, but will be working for whoever they want to work for.
Well, for how long would that last? Who are the G5? 3 has already been decapitated. People like Ibazu of Abia. Where is he today? Even Senate he could not win. Buruburu Uguani of Enugu. Senate he could not win. So what are we talking about? It's only Makinde who still retained his governorship position.
And the biggest boy in Abuja.
And the big boy of Abuja. Oh, no, is he only Abuja? Abuja and Port Harcourt, because okay. One leg in Port.
Oh, really?
One leg in Abuja.
Friends, let's go. We'll be here again tomorrow to talk more. A whole lot to talk about. And hey, I forgot to say this, that Abure, the national chairman of the Labour Party, he said no amount of threat will deter party members from rescuing Nigeria from the hands of dangerous individuals. In fact, he said Labour Party members, are facing threats after 2023 election. They've been facing several threats. That was what he said. I really don't have time to go into details now. And hey, rerun election. What do you think?
The one coming up in February.
Yes.
Well, are you sure of INEC?
Let's leave it there. Just let's leave it there. Thank you so very much, everyone. It's time to go. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and that's all for today. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you.
That was what he said.
Good afternoon.